During World War II, of course, the Army policy became from a 1925 War College study said that we didn't have the mentality and the moral ability to do anything in the technical area. We could do service things, dig ditches, cook food, drive trucks, but fly an airplane, no. Because of the need, the growth, and given the opportunity, we dispelled those biases and generalizations that made that possible. But segregation existed at the time, and although we qualified with good training to perform in the aviation field, the Army still maintained it as a segregated operation. Many of the groups did not know that the then Red Tails P-51s were black pilots. Our job there was to help save American lives, therefore stick with the bombers and only leave them if they were attacked or attempt by German Focke-Wulf or Messerschmitt aircraft on the escort missions. Fortunately, great training and ability to believe in the instruments. I'm still here. You're a speck in the sky and later grow, and hopefully you recognize whether it's friendly or foe. But fortunately, in the fighter aircraft, we could change our altitude, fly above, out to the side, or below, whatever we best fit the circumstance, and had to follow the lead bomber. And on the bomb run, there was no deviation, even though the flak blanket from ground fire might be heavy. Therefore, we fighter pilots could still do our job, but change our altitude, move around a lot more than the bomber aircraft. Many didn't realize that we were black pilots, but realized that given the opportunity and the training and preparation, we did a good job for them that helped save American lives.
Get a good education. Learn how to read, write, and speak well. And if you have that, then you have the foundation to be able to go pretty much anywhere you want to. This is a quote from Brigadier General Charles Edward McGee. Greetings. I am Brother William Fraser II, President of the Montgomery County chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, seated in Silver Spring, Maryland. It is indeed a distinct honor and privilege to welcome you today as we honor Brigadier General Charles Edward McGee during this 4th annual Black History Month program and scholarship fundraiser. For me, not only was he a fraternity brother, but he was a mentor as well as a great friend. Brother McGee was and continues to be an inspiration to young people, as well as those who are young at heart, particularly when it comes to his resiliency and being a trailblazer. His can-do attitude is what propelled him after he enlisted in the United States Army and when he moved past the expected manual labor duty and became a pilot with the Tuskegee Airmen. An attitude that developed into a 30-year military aviation career, complete with 137 missions in World War II, 100 missions in the Korean War, and 172 missions in the Vietnam War, totaling 409 combat missions. Following his military service, Brigadier General McGee would serve in a variety of roles, including that as the director of the Kansas City Airport, a member of the Aviation Advisory Commission, and as an ambassador of Tuskegee Airman Incorporated. He even encouraged young people to become astronauts during a promotional video for NASA. As we highlight the accomplishments of this true American hero, we hope that you are encouraged to support the Brigadier General Charles Edward McGee STEM Youth Scholarship, which aims to increase the STEM pipeline. These scholarships were awarded to 2 computer science majors last year, Olivia Matthews, who is a sophomore at Howard University, and Xavier Rush, who is a freshman at North Carolina A&T. Both of these scholars have exhibited their own can-do attitude, which was a driving force for Brigadier General McGee. For Olivia, this means participating in Feed My Starving Children and Gifts for Children donations programs, along with organizing a prom for individuals with disabilities in the Twin Cities community. For Xavier, this means being a lead ambassador for Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated's Leadership Development Institute for 2 consecutive years. Also supporting the March of Dimes and Senior Citizens programs, along with being named as a leader in Top Teens of America. So I ask you, who will be the next Olivia Matthews or Xavier Rush? Better yet, can you help us to make their dreams of increasing the STEM pipeline come true? Our very own fraternity brother, Peter Clark, wrote the poem, There Goes an Alpha Man, which was written as if it had Brother Charles McGee in mind. In particular, the last 2 stanzas which read, There goes a man who is a friend to love and duty truth. There goes a man to help uplift the lives of wholesome youth. There goes a man with industry and faith at his command. There goes the best man in or out, for he's an alpha man. On behalf of the brothers of the Monument Chapter, we thank you for taking time out not only to celebrate the life of Brigadier General Charles Edward McGee, but to help us in raising funds for those deserving students looking to pursue a STEM degree at a historically Black college or university. I would like to thank those who had a hand in today's program, as well as you, the viewer, for your time and attention. We hope that you enjoy our program.
Graduating from Chicago's Medal of Honor, enshrining Colonel Charles McGee into the National Aviation Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Frank, for that kind introduction. I am deeply honored for such signal recognition in this 91st year of my life. I'd like you to share with me, a few moments of pondering over the pathway that I have trod. In my preteen years, I was taught to understand, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And that whatever I do, I should strive to do my very best while treating others as I wish to be treated. In the teen years that followed, the Boy Scout oath became a guiding beacon in my pathway. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and country, to help other people at all times, and to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Wow, that certainly called for a can-do attitude. In my early college years and those of young adulthood, the light on my pathway was further illuminated by fraternal precepts of Alpha Phi Alpha. First, seek excellence in education endeavors. And second, to be the first of all, one must be a servant of all. All of these values have illuminated my pathway, and I have endeavored to pass them on along my way. I feel I may have been captain of my soul, but not the master of my fate, because there are many along the way who nurtured me, stood beside me, held me up, or led me. And at this moment of time, they shall be nameless, lest one of them would be omitted. Certainly among them, however, is a loving family and lifetime friends from every period of my life, in and out of the military service years. For now, I express my sincere thanks to the board of nominations of the National Aviation Hall of Fame and the trustees for deeming my years of military service worthy of this paramount recognition, and to all whose presence here tonight is a noteworthy expression of good wishes. I humbly accept this enshrinement, not so much that I'm lifted up, but it stands to inspire some among those who would venture into the future realm of America's aviation and space endeavors. I have had my high flight, and so to them I pass the torch. Thank you. God bless.
Charles McGee was born in Cleveland, Ohio, 1 century ago. Charles is one of the last surviving Tuskegee Airmen, the first black fighter pilots, and he also happens to be Ian's great-grandfather. Incredible story. After more than 130 combat missions in World War II, he came back home to a country still struggling for civil rights and went on to serve America in Korea and Vietnam. On December 7th, Charles celebrated his 100th birthday. A few weeks ago, I signed a bill promoting Charles McGee to Brigadier General, and earlier today, I pinned the stars on his shoulders in the Oval Office. General McGee, our nation salutes you. Thank you, sir.
Presents to Charles E. McGee his 75th year membership certificate as a token of esteemed appreciation and admiration in recognition of his loyalty and continued interest in Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, given this one day of December in the year of our Lord 2015.
Brothers, I have the distinct honor of pinning Brother McGee with his 75-year pin.
Wow.
Y'all ready?
This is like paparazzi.
I want to stand this way so they can see. Y'all see that? This way. Let's stand this way. Not this way. Yeah, toward me. Y'all can see it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And last but not least, I'd like to read the inscription on the award presented to you today, Brother McGee. 75 years of dedicated service to Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, we hereby present to Brother Charles McGee, Mid-Atlantic Association of Alpha Chapters, Brother Sean Meredith, MAC President, District 6 Director, December 5th, 2015.
Say a word to receive this recognition. I tell folks, life has been a blessing, but I've been often asked, well, how'd you get along? Well, I'd say first, as a youngster, I did get a little religious training, treat others as you would wish to be treated, treat your neighbor as yourself. And then a little later, teen years, I was able to serve as a Boy Scout. And I still say if everybody lived by the Scout Oath and the meaning of the 12 Scout laws, trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent,
Come on.
we'd have a different country. But then as I got into upper years, Phi Alpha, the importance of education, and to be a leader of all, you first must become a servant of all. These are the precepts that have carried me. And I'd like to say one thing. If you're going to use the word never, you have to qualify it. And I just want to say this because I don't want you to take away something that isn't quite right. The term that we never, as Tuskegee Airmen flying for our country, never lost a bomber we had under escort. To say never lost a bomber and stop, you haven't qualified it. And that statement has been said to the Commander Bill Davis Jr. many times, but then when you look at history, properly you'd say never lost a bomber under escort in 170 missions. That's a good statement. But they also asked how many did we fly? We flew 179. So there were some losses, but we had the most credible record of the unit serving our 15th Air Force in the Mediterranean theater. So I just wanted to clarify that because it's been written, it's been stated, but now you have the facts. I'd like to say in my 75 years of Alpha, I have served 3 chapters: Tau at the University of Illinois, Beta Lambda in Kansas City, Missouri, and Iota Upsilon Lambda here in Montgomery County. Thank you. For 30 years in military service, and many of you may not know that our participation as Tuskegee Airman, I'm one of the pilots that I've experienced.
Yeah.
In 1925, the Army War College did a study that said we were physically qualified for another war. Mentally, physically, and morally, we were substandard to the white man. Therefore, we couldn't do anything technical. Cook food, dig dishes, build roads, drive trucks. To fly an airplane, impossible. Well, when our country got involved in the war, there was pressure on. The country came out of 10 years of depression, and although segregation didn't change, everybody was missing the job opportunities that became available. The change that was taking place in the country, and everybody wanted to participate. And attitude at the time. So all I can say is, brother, what's your attitude today? Are we mentoring the young folks that are so important to our country's future? Some of them are getting out of school and can't even write their name. I think we need to be vigilant in what's taking place and the freedoms that we so much enjoy can strip away. But thanks for your service in Alpha Phi Alpha. A5. All I can say in thanks is the valuable lessons that sustained us in the early years are still good for our young people today. And we hope that each of you, if you aren't, there's a youngster out there that needs your mentor.
because they are the future of the country. Many thanks for your recognition and your honors.
Brother Steve Ruffin, and I greet you on behalf of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. All brothers, please raise your hand with me. Brother McGee, it is a tremendous honor that the brothers could be here to celebrate with you on your 100th birthday celebration. We had the distinct pleasure of being able to have the General President to present you with your 75th PM 4 years ago when I was chapter president. And I have the distinction of reading to you a proclamation that has been written by the current General President honoring you for your 100th birthday. Let me just read a few highlights from that. Proclamation honoring the 100th birthday of Brother Charles McGee from Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Whereas Brother Charles McGee was born on the 7th day of December 1919 in Cleveland, Ohio. Whereas Brother McGee was initiated in the Tau chapter of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated on the 1st day of December 1940. Whereas after World War II began, had been declared in 1941, Brother McGee applied and was a member of the Colored Soldiers Flight Program. After graduating from flight school in the class of 41F, Brother McGee became a second lieutenant and joined the pioneering all-black 332nd Fighter Group, 12th Air Force, also known as the Red Tails. Whereas Brother McGee has received a numerous number of awards and citations. Be it therefore respectfully proclaimed that Brother Charles McGee shall be honored for his continuous lifelong support of the efforts to uplift our communities, our nation, and our fraternity. It is because of all of this and more, and by the authority vested in me by the Constitution and bylaws of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated that I hereby issue this proclamation to recognize the services and work of Brother McGee as he continues the celebration of his 100th birthday on this day, 2019. This is Everett B. Ward, General President of Alpha Phi Alpha, Brother McGee.
Be free!
Next assembly of Alpha Men. In the meantime, Brother McGee, I have a good Morton's dinner that we want you to enjoy tonight.
We are the children of Charles Edward McGee, and on the occasion of his recognition as an 80-year member of the fraternity Alpha Phi Alpha, we want to be on record helping him celebrate this special occasion. So I'm Charlene Edwina McGee Smith, his oldest daughter.
And I'm Ronald Allen McGee, his son.
And I'm Yvonne McGee, the youngest.
Yes, and we have a lot of experience that can help shed light on some of the attributes of this fantastic person we're honoring today. And I have had the opportunity to hear him speak on a number of occasions. And one of the things he refers to pretty consistently are the important things that he learned from his various associations, including the Alphas. And I recall him saying on many occasions that the motto is, first of all,
to be
servant of all, and we shall transcend all. And so I think that he's certainly lived that motto as well as shared it with others. First of all, clearly he's had a lot of firsts and continues to set records in that case. And they've opened the doors for many people who come after. So that's an awesome part of it. Second, service has always been a big part of how he has conducted his life, whether it's service to God, service to country, service to family, service to church, the community, the wider associations. He's taken that to heart, and I think he exemplifies it in so many ways. And then finally, we will transcend all. And he has transcended so many things in a lifetime that I won't be able to enumerate them in the short period that we have here. But I will say that I think they serve even today and on into the future as a role model to anyone who is confronted with challenges and is in a position where it could be easy to give up, but he shows the way that you can persevere. So those are the recollections I have that I think he's given me that are associated with his time with Alpha Phi Alpha.
Yeah, excellent. I couldn't hardly add anything to that, Charlene. Great job. You know, Dad's always, like you said, lived by not only the Alpha Phi Alpha model, but also the Boy Scout model. And
Yes.
if you combine those two, items, it's exemplary of what his life has been and what still leads him today, and why he mentors so many others. Giving back, like you said, bringing someone else, behind him. And as a fellow Alphaman myself, I went through the Gamma Eta Lambda chapter in Austin, Texas.
All right.
YFIA. And, Dad's leadership growing up, it's interesting because you didn't really understand what he had gone through the Tuskegee experiments and everything else, but we didn't talk about it. He was just, a dad growing up, but the way he lived his life and the way he always devoted himself not only to his job, but everything he did in others and looked for excellence. It was something that I've always, not only cherished, but aspired to. And it certainly has helped me in my life also, the things that I wanted to do as far as achieving the goals that I had set for myself. And it was because of his leadership and example.
Amen. Absolutely.
Well, being the youngest and the last, there's not much I can add to what my brother and sister said. I do remember some of my earliest remembrances of Dad being an Alpha was I thought it was cool that we used to have these like mummies and sphinx around the house. We had cups and things. I was like, oh, this is really neat. And there's always been things out in the house that remind us of his association with the fraternity. And since I guess the last 25 years being here in Maryland, it's been great to see how he loves engaging. I love to see how the brotherhood reacts, and particularly now that he's getting a little bit older, that they've always called to be supportive to see what they can do for Brother McGee. And it's so much appreciated to have that fellowship. And being a military brat, that was always something cool too. There's few things when you move every 2 years that are constant in your life. And the Tuskegee Airmen and Alphas have always been some of those bedrocks as far as family and Dad's activities. So always grateful for that. And as they said, being a service to all is something that we get to witness all the time. So we appreciate you taking the time to recognize Dad's special length of membership in the fraternity. And it's a great fraternity.
Absolutely.
There was another artifact around the house that you didn't talk about. There's also an Alpha paddle, and I think that was used to keep us straight several times.
You might have seen that more than the rest of us, Ron.
No, maybe so, but it definitely did the job.
Yeah, I have a memory of Mom and Dad being dressed, to kill, dressed to the nines.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Man, looking so sharp and getting ready to go to an Alpha function, Alpha event.
Hey.
And that's a wonderful memory, too. So there were many good times he shared. Yeah.
And it's still nice, too, to be able to participate in the breakfast and things. I know this year with the COVID that may not happen, but he's always, like I said, it's been close to his heart. And I'm so glad that, like I said, you're taking the time to give this special recognition. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think for as many years as we have, he'll continue to give, and I'm sure the organization, the Alphas, will as well. So thank you.
Brother McGee, I yield the microphone to you if you'd like to say a few words, sir.
I'm almost wordless. Such recognition indeed is another blessing that I've received in my lifetime. I would pause for a moment to say that the 7 jewels that established Alpha Phi Alpha were among the blessings that I've received in my life. And learn and know of them as I entered tall chapter. Because of being in the service, I didn't change chapters, so many years Beta Lambda chapter Alpha Phi Alpha. And for the last several years, Iota Upsilon chapter, the monument chapter of Montgomery County, Maryland. All blessings in my lifetime. and it begins with what I learned in Alpha. And I might say, for the record, looking back, it was a blessing that Alpha's been in the family for many years. My father, of course, my service was unrounded. Indeed, many blessings along the way. There isn't much else I can say but it's through those blessings and the guidance of our Lord and Savior that have made possible the things that have been accomplished in my life. Not that I set out to do them, but I was led. Unfortunately, you know the rest of the story, I might say. Thanks to each and every one of you for your kind words, for what you're doing and contributing today, and for you to establish in my name opportunities that will reach out to the future. Again, it's what life has been all about. That we mentor the young folks of today who are our country's future and their activity in the tomorrow of our United States. Brothers, thank you, and may God continue to bless our fraternity and our country. Thank you.
And his legacy is so big in terms of what he's done as a Tuskegee Airman, him giving back to STEM now through some of his programs. And we wanted to create a living memorial for Brother McGee to recognize what he's done and for his legacy to continue and to live on for the years to come. And it's no greater honor than to do that for the chapter that he is in right now. Again, his legacy, he went to Tuskegee Institute when he couldn't go anyplace else, now Tuskegee University. HBCUs produce 40% of all STEM degrees for African Americans in this country. They produce almost 45% of all engineering degrees, yet they're underfunded. And what these scholarships will do, these scholarships let the students go to whatever HBCU you choose, and we're able to provide that financial support for you.
When does this kick in, and when do you start giving the funds to these students?
So we just launched the fundraiser, and then what we're doing now is now starting to solicit corporate and community partners to come alongside us to support this effort. What we'd like to do is we'd like to give scholarships in 2022. And the amount of funds that we make available to these students is going to depend on how much we raise. And we're really ambitious. We'd like to raise $250,000 every year. And so that's why we're so much looking for our community partners and corporate partners to come alongside us and contribute to this worthy cause. We have a site dedicated to this. It's charlesmcgeestem.org. If you go to charlesmcgeestem.org, you'll see more of what we're doing and why. General McGee was one of the first people to contribute to the scholarship. And we told him about last year when we celebrated his 80 years in Alpha, which was his 101st birthday. He was so moved, he was literally brought to tears. And he was so honored that we recognized his significance, and we wanted that legacy to live on. So every STEM student that goes to HBCUs and collects this, they will know who Brother General Charles McGee is and what his contributions have been. That's a living monument.
Donnie Edie. I am a sophomore biology major at Spelman College. Thank you so much, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, for supporting me with my academic endeavors as I aspire to become a future gynecologist. As a future physician, I would love to serve marginalized communities. Additionally, I would like to set reforms and address the health disparities in the medical field. Again, thank you so much for supporting me with my dreams as I am one step closer to becoming a physician.
Good evening. My name is Jordan Wall. I am a sophomore IT student from Greensboro, North Carolina. I attend North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, and I am the Charles McGee Scholarship Award recipient. Thank you guys for picking me. I'm very humble, very grateful for this opportunity, being able to further my education at this great university, helping my family out with not having to pay as much for college. So thank you guys for picking me. I want to extend a huge thank you to Brother Steve Ruffin for picking me for a scholarship. STEM is something that I take very serious, and I will not waste this opportunity, and I'm very thankful, and thank you so much, guys. Also to Charles McGee, a great man, a great person, doing great work in the STEM community, something that I will continue to do, and thank you guys, and I'll continue to do great work at Alpha and in the classroom. Thank you guys, 06.
Hello, my name is Ryan Maddox. I would like to thank the Brigadier General Charles McGee Scholarship Fund for this opportunity. I feel blessed and honored to receive this award from your organization. Winning this award will help lift the financial burdens of going to school at the next level off of me and my family as we go along through the college process. Winning this award means a lot to me because it shows finally how my hard work throughout high school is finally starting to be paid off as we move forward. It is inspiring to me to see how Black men are helping developing young Black men like myself as we move along forward through our college experience. Winning this award is a major stepping stone in the right direction in my future because it is allowing me to study the field I want to study, which will help me put me in the profession I want to be in so I can help give outreach and help people just like me in the future. I would like to thank all the people that made it possible for me to be here in this position today. Thank you again.
Hello, my name is Xavier Rush, and I'm a first-year honors computer science student at North Carolina A&T State University. I would like to give a huge shout out to the General McGee Scholarship Committee for selecting me as a reward recipient, and I am truly grateful to be recognized for such a distinguished award. General Charles McGee, an original Tuskegee Airman who served during the segregated military and exemplified determination in the face of discrimination. The impact he left behind proves that minorities can achieve the impossible and succeed in any capacity. His legacy gave me more inspiration to work hard and thrive academically in college, placing me on the pathway to success in my future endeavors. What the General Charles McGee Scholarship means to me is the belief and confidence that I will succeed, as the committee is investing in my potential. This scholarship will ease the financial burden placed on my family. Again, I want to thank the scholarship committee for selecting me as a recipient, and I'll do my best to prove the scholarship committee made the correct decision. Again, thank you so much, and I am extremely grateful.
Hi, my name is Olivia Matthews, and I am a sophomore at Howard University. I want to start off by saying thank you so much for this opportunity. I can't express how grateful I am. I was really excited when I got the email, but the entire application process was really enjoyable. I honestly was just inspired and interested to find out more about General McGee, and just after learning more about him and his path, I was able to see how many different ways that our lives are connected, which was really interesting for me. But yeah, I truly enjoyed writing the essay. Thank you so much. With this scholarship, I will be able to pay for some of my own tuition. So this scholarship is helping fuel my journey at the moment. But yeah, thank you so much again. Like I said, the experience has been great, but thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Chris Van Hollen, and I'm proud to represent the great state of Maryland in the United States Senate. And I'm especially pleased to be joining all of you, the brothers at the Iota Upsilon Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha, for your Black History Month program and scholarship fundraiser. It's been an honor to join with you in person year after year for your annual Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration. And while the pandemic prevents us from gathering in person to celebrate Black History Month, I want to thank my friend Steve Ruffin and the entire Alpha family for the invitation to offer some personal reflections about a great American, Charles Edward McGee. It's fitting that we celebrate his story as we remember the contributions so many brave, accomplished, and brilliant Marylanders and Americans have made in shaping the history of our country. I'm speaking to you from my Senate office, where I proudly display a painting of Frederick Douglass and photographs of Harriet Tubman and Thurgood Marshall, Marylanders who changed the world. Today, I'm honored to pay tribute to another true American hero and civil rights pioneer, and someone who inspired me and countless others. I'm talking about the extraordinary life and legacy of General Charles Edward McGee, who passed away on January 16th at the age of 102. He was born in Ohio, but there's no question that Maryland became his second adopted home. And I know many alphas in our great state knew and admired him as I did. Charles McGee lived an amazing life. He was a civil rights trailblazer, a true American hero, an inspiration to all who know his story. Today, I'd like to talk about the mark he has left on our state and on our country, and salute the important work Alpha Phi Alpha is doing to carry his torch forward. Let's start with the hard facts. Charles McGee was one of the greatest airmen of all time. His service spanned 3 decades, 3 wars, and 6,308 hours of flying time. He amassed a record 3-war total of 409 combat missions in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, more than any Air Force fighter pilot in history, with 100 missions or more in each conflict. But General McGee didn't just break records. He broke barriers. When he volunteered for the Air Force in 1942, Jim Crow still ruled the South, and racism still gripped our military. The U.S. Armed Forces were segregated. But that didn't stop Charles McGee from stepping up to serve. Nothing could stop him. He trained at Tuskegee Airfield in Alabama and became a fighter pilot. He was in the company of about 1,000 other black airmen who completed pilot training at Tuskegee during World War II. These were the famed Tuskegee Airmen. In Europe, McGee and other black pilots protected Allied bombers from squads of German planes and attacked enemy factories, airfields, and rail yards. They were on the front lines of freedom, beating back fascism and rushing to the rescue of our European allies. The phrase Tuskegee Airmen became synonymous with excellence during the war. The victories and bravery of Charles McGee and the Tuskegee Airmen proved to a watchful nation what should not have required proving, that black Americans could serve in the armed forces and serve with distinction. In General McGee's words, and I quote, "One of the things we were fighting for was equality of opportunity. We knew we had the same skills or better." And he was right. Charles McGee was not only fighting the Nazis overseas, he was fighting injustice, segregation, and racism here at home. And he made historic advances on both fronts. After learning about Charles McGee's path-breaking story, I worked to honor his contributions to our country by seeking his honorary promotion to the rank of Brigadier General. It was a long push that lasted 4 years, but we succeeded. There was no denying that the promotion had been well earned. After we secured that promotion, I called General McGee to invite him to join me at the State of the Union address. I gave him a ring, he picked up, and after I invited him, there was an awkward, silent pause on the other end of the line. You see, he told me, he had already received an invitation to be there from the White House to sit in the president's box. I understood getting outflanked and outranked. And so it was that his promotion was recognized before the nation and the world at the State of the Union address in 2020. Colonel McGee became Brigadier General McGee, and future generations will know him by that rank. His promotion affirmed on paper and officially what we knew in our hearts, that General McGee was a man of great character, that he was courageous, that he was a pioneer, that he was a hero. That is how he will be remembered. His contributions to progress in the arena of civil rights and equality will never be forgotten, and his name will forever stand alongside those immortal names that have moved our country forward. Like Dr. King, like Thurgood Marshall and Frederick Douglass and many others, General McGee was an American hero. And like them, he was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. I know how proud he was to be an Alpha man, and it was good to see him at your gatherings. He advanced the Alpha's long tradition of good works and progress. He was a devoted brother for 81 years and was active in the Montgomery County chapter for nearly 3 decades, where he mentored generations of young Alphas. One of the things he was most passionate about was encouraging young men to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It is only fitting that General Charles Edward McGee is now being honored by Alpha Phi Alpha with a scholarship in his name to promote STEM education. The Brigadier General Charles E. McGee STEM Scholarship will help provide financial support to African American high school and college students who pursue STEM degrees at any one of the 102 historically black colleges and universities throughout our country. This scholarship is a vital part of our ongoing mission to not only accelerate the pace of American innovation, but also to broaden participation in scientific fields. Maryland is home to 4 extraordinary HBCUs, and we must prioritize building research capacity and strengthen participation in cutting-edge research and innovation in those institutions and others. I'm working on legislation to advance that mission. This STEM scholarship, organized by this chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha, represents a double victory. It will not only help more black students pursue careers in STEM, it will also keep alive the story of General Charles McGee. Future generations will learn about General McGee, his remarkable life, his inspiring legacy, and his passion for education and mentorship. This scholar is, in your own words, a living monument. So thank you. Thank you for all your efforts to keep the memory of General McGee alive and pave the way toward a brighter future. Frederick Douglass once said that education, quote, means light and liberty. It means the uplifting of the soul of man into the glorious light of truth, the light only by which men can be free. Because of this scholarship, the light of education will continue to shine and shine more brightly. And because of this scholarship, Charles McGee's light will continue to shine too. And the shared radiance of these 2 lights will help guide us all. Recently, I had the opportunity, the honor, to say a few words at General McGee's memorial service. I met with loved ones and family members, including his 3 children, Charlene, Ronald, and Yvonne. They loved their father dearly. I said at his memorial that their love was so powerful that it helped shine a light on General McGee's historic journey and helped share his story with the world. You see and you know, General McGee was a hero, but he was also very humble. He didn't brag, he didn't boast. Had it not been for his 3 children sharing the history of his life through their writing and advocacy, his story might have been lost to history. And what a terrible tragedy that would have been. I feel that same sentiment toward the entire Alpha Phi Alpha family. Your work is helping to bring General McGee's history to the entire country. You are holding up his life as an example to all of us. And now it is up to all of us to learn from and live by that example. Thank you, and God bless.
There Goes an Alpha Man, written by Brother Peter Clark. There goes a man of high impulse,
of princely mien and grace. There goes a man of humble faith, a credit to his race. There goes a man of conscience vast, with the will to reach his goal. There goes a man of lordly rank, of heroes, stock and soul. There goes a man of noble cast, whom hardship cannot break. There goes a man in merit clad, whom duty won't forsake. There goes a man in cultured verse, who holds a sportsman's creed. There goes a man too vigilant to bow to lust or greed. There goes a man whose life is spent in service, not in scorn. There goes a man whose majesty shines like a Maytime morn. There goes a man who is a friend to love and duty, truth. There goes a man to help uplift the lives of wholesome youth. There goes a man with industry and faith at his command. There goes the best man in and out, for he is an alpha man.
The alpha train is a slowly coming. I gotta keep on pushing. The alpha train is a slowly coming. I gotta keep on pushing. The alpha train is slowly coming. I gotta keep on pushing. There's some alphas in this house, and the train is pulling in, and the train is pulling in, and the train is pulling in. There's some alphas in this house, and the train is pulling in. Alpha Phi Alpha, black and old gold. There's some alphas in this house, and the train is pulling in, and the train is pulling in, the train is pulling in. There's some alphas in this house, and the train is pulling in. Alpha Phi Alpha, black and old gold. A Phi, A Phi, A Phi, A my soul belongs to a fire. My soul belongs to a fire. Some men pledge Kappa, some pledge Q Sapphire, but I'm pledged Alpha Phi Alpha. I'll be an Alpha man until the day I die. Said zoom, zoom, zoom. My brother, I love my black and gold. I got the fever all in my body, the fever down in my soul, that alpha fever. Zoom, zoom, zoom. My brother, I love